Remembering my birthplace. At times the sunset's afterglow will trigger memories of long ago, and I'm capable of limitless vision. With me it's like an old tradition, reliving my childhood in my dreams. Anyhow, that's all I have left, it seems, of the place in which I was born. Mostly my memory is foggy and worn. I see a country house, the image is clear. It's strong, it's huge. It seems very near and yet so far away. I need a firm hand to take me back to that once familiar land. In times long past, that place was Germany. To mention it now brings me no sympathy. Yet I can't forget the tiny town, potted flowers on windowsills, surrounded by rolling hills, from which we children came whirling down, giving us enormous thrills. I can see the well next to some great big trees, and mother with a bucket, her hair flowing in the breeze. And there's father, he lifts her high in the air. Their love for each other is undeniably rare. I remember the lakes, with water as clear, as blue as the sky, with so much of nature's beauty nearby. As a matter of fact, we're close to the sea. I know it now, it's all coming back to me. And there's a big city too, not much further away, with grandfather's ships laying in the bay. I must go back to the beauty and mystery of Danzig by the sea. I'm confident it will set my heart free. And so this summer I have a chance to visit the place where I was born, when my brother and his wife offered to undertake this endless drive. But when we're finally there, my happiness changes to despair. This can't be the town where I was born. It's hard to describe it. Why I feel so forlorn. All I can see is a decaying place and hardship staring me in the face. The roofs have so many holes. Instead of gates, they are barely poles, and the paint is peeling from a wall where ghostly shadows rise and fall. Shattered windows are stuffed with old rags, and tall grass grows atop decomposing shacks. Damaged rooftops, crumbling stairs, broken fences are everywhere. In disbelief I stand and stare at houses much smaller than I remember. It must be cold here in December. I need to dream with such strong desire. The truth is cold and my heart is on fire. My brother touches gently my hand, uttering, I understand. It's his fourth trip to this beloved land. Unable to speak, I hear him say, you must toss your memories away and learn to deal with reality today. To read about poverty is one thing. It most likely has a familiar ring, but to personally face decay and pain is something entirely different again. The people here are poor, but simple and sweet, and we offer them presents whenever we meet. And when we pull around the bend, my brother says with clear content, this will be our journey's end. At last, I drink with passionate eyes till I have my fill of my old home. The school where time merely stood still. Not a hair is changed in 50 years or more. I clearly recognize the heavy front door. Even the outhouses in the courtyard are still in place. All 6 of them remain there in matching grays, with the old well way in the back, nearly hidden by towering trees next to a humble shack. Breathing deeply, I try to control my heart from beating fast, as it whispers, you're here at last. Staring at me clearly from the 2nd floor is the window of my room before the war. It warms my soul and brings a smile to my face. This place of utmost charm that God has protected from all harm. In earlier days, half of the schoolhouse was used for classrooms where learning came with ease, with emphasis in humanities, but in degrees losing all liberties. The other half of the school were the living quarters of the principal, or rather, my father. That part of the building stands equally strong, and through the trees I hear music and father's voice in song. The old walls must have heard endless laughter, as well as weeping in days after. I'm sure countless tears were shed here in later years, as lives were touched by cruelty and fears. It's a haunting thing. The walls still harbor the sound and whispers of devotion, promise and security, of duty, loyalty and dignity. And suddenly it's all so clear. My mother, my father, my family most dear, with so much love among us, we all once lived here. After 46 years I have returned. Too long for this moment I have yearned. I came from so far and have traveled so long. I expected to burst into a joyous song, but my throat is dry, yet I feel so incredibly high. I'd like to take to the sky, just lift up and fly. I can't digest it all at once. I'm halfway in a trance. I want to be alone. This moment is mine. I want to discover it all like my very first wine. Tears are running down my cheek. I'm confused. I'm happy. I can hardly speak. And mother's words I now recall. She used to say them to us all. Be thankful for your daily bread, and may the Lord help you if you forget. I'm home, sweet home, I want to say. Open your doors and bid me to stay. I've traveled this world with rambling feet, yet nowhere else was it as sweet as right here, surrounded by fragrant wildflowers. I thank God for these few precious hours as I search for someone from long ago, my brain on fire and my eyes aglow. Continual thoughts of partly remembered names and faces and bits and pieces of forgotten places are crowding my mind. Will fate be kind and let me find some dear face of the past, perhaps recalling me at last? As we're traveling to find Grandpa's estate, I cannot wait for it to come along, eagerly hoping that nothing goes wrong. A large family lives on Grandfather's farm, looking quite grim, but they don't mean any harm, their eyes filled with wonder at each surprise, scarcely able to disguise as we give them money and things to eat. And most of them don't work in the summer's heat. An old woman allows a photo and a glimpse into Grandpa's house, but not before consulting with her inebriated spouse sleeping in the sun. With dollars, the persuasion is easily done. It's hard for me to swallow when they motion us to follow, to see so much dirt and decay. And I ask myself, how long did I stay away? It was no one's fault, nor my own free will. Somehow Poland gave me a chill. War memories just wouldn't part in spite of the longing in my heart. Deep and with passion, all kinds of thoughts. I'm crossing my brain, not without a great deal of pain, yet I'm so glad I came. It wasn't in vain. And high upon the hill, it's said that all the best are lying here in eternal rest. We put wild flowers on what's left of someone's grave, for all the innocent and all the brave. I speak to them softly, no voices reply, and I hope no one sees me cry. If it weren't for the war, they would not have died, the young and the old slumbering side by side. War is insane, it bears no kind deed. It leaves total destruction and people in need. What is it? What makes us start a war? in which everyone has to suffer more. Forever we must blush with shame for crime so horrific there is no name. Oh Father, your burial place I don't know, where they put you to rest all these years ago. But God gives our souls wings to take flight. I perceive you in the dimming light. Hello, can you hear me, Father? I'm so aware of your presence out there, there on the gentle breeze you roam, making the brilliant skies your home. I'm sure you're here, for I feel an angel's tear, oh yes. From every tree I hear you calling me, and as stormy clouds fill the sky, it's time for me to say goodbye. I feel so incredibly numb. With a trembling hand, I take 3 stones with me from grandfather's land and leave behind my footprints in the sand. In my heart, my birthplace will always live on, and I know it soon will be gone. It's crumbling and old, though people here do their best untold. And as I give them all a yell, I hear their voices as clear as a bell, gathering around the old country well. Then, gradually, the most beautiful day slips quietly away into the refuge of obscurity.